To Senator Bugwa, I will give it to you after you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just two quick clarifications from one Linda Kiome. You served as an advisor to their governor for 1 year. I would want you to tell this House how the communication from the governor and your response was done, so that we can be able to interrogate this matter. And two, during this 1 year you served as the governor, this issue of the appointment of the boards was a rife matter. Did the governor ever seek an advisory from you on how to deal with it, and how did you respond? Thank you, Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, thank you, Senator, for that question. When I was appointed by the governor, I was almost due to have my third baby. So her directions were that I should come back after my maternity leave was over. That was in the month of September, and I did come back. So from September, when I came back, she advised that I should work under the CECM for Legal Affairs, Mr. Dickson Munene. And she had instructed Senator that I will be working on a need basis. When she requires my advice, she would call me. The only time the governor called me was when the second impeachment came up. Out of the respect that I have for the governor, and of course advocate-client relationship, I would withhold to disclose the information, or rather the advice that she sought from me. I owe her that much. Thereafter, after the impeachment, that is when she called me to her office in Meru just before Christmas and asked me to resign. Therefore, our relationship got sour. In fact, immediately after the second impeachment, and there was no further communication from the governor until, I believe, the 26th of March this year. In between, the CECM, Mr. Dickson Munene, kept pressuring me to resign. So I felt that, Honorable Senator, if the governor has said that she will seek legal advice from me on a need basis, at no time did she ask me about the legality of any appointments of the boards in the Meru County government. And there is no written advisory I have given the governor within that period of time. The nature of the advice...
Councillor Linda, make short your responses and respond directly to the question. All right?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand guided.
Did I cut you short or you were done?
I was on the last issue where I was saying that the nature of the legal advice that she had sought was verbal, and she had asked me to go to her home to give her the legal advice. Thereafter, any other advice I was giving was through the CECM, Mr. Dickson Munene.
Thank you. Senator Muma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the witness. You are a former legal advisor to the governor. You have sued the governor. We understand that is not very apparent. Now, did you see the need to declare conflict of interest in coming to give evidence against somebody whom you've had advocate-client relationship and whom you are advising? I didn't hear you declare that when you were called on the witness box.
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you very much. Honorable Senators, I said in my submission that I came to clear my name from an allegation of giving mediocre advice to the governor. I am an advocate of many years of practice. Ordinarily, in the very least, I would have at least written my name at the end of that advisory. I came here to clear my name for future prospects, and I indicated that very clearly when I was giving evidence. I did not withhold any information regarding to my relationship with the governor.
Very well. Any other? Senator Mugatana?
Mr. Speaker, just a quick clarification. The witness may need to tell us what is the probative value of her denial as we stand now, because it is not accompanied by a forensic document examiner who can back up her assertions, because it is her word against the word of the governor, I mean the letters that were there. So who do we believe without expert support? And how do we go about it? How do we decide within the time constraints that we have? I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Linda?
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you, honorable members of the Senate. I believe that my cause to come and to make a request to attend this session was first of all for my own future prosperity. That I had indicated earlier, I would not have wanted to be associated with that kind of advisory. Number two, I got this information while I was in Mombasa. The first time I saw the document was on WhatsApp yesterday at about 2 p.m. That is the first time I saw it. Number three, I have yet to see the original document. At least, can it even be supplied before the Senate? Because I know they have lifted that signature from another document. Let them be tasked to produce the original document of that advisory or internal memo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mutata?
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for the opportunity. Land Council, I just want a clarification on your signature. Did you say that the signature on the advisory was not yours? Or did you say the signature was similar to yours? Or did you say the signature was lifted from other documents you had signed? Because you made a reference to all the three, and maybe clarify for me which one is which. Thank you.
Linda?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, honorable members, I was very categorical that I did not sign that document. Hence, making a conclusion that that signature was lifted from other documents that I have signed. And that is why I'm asking, can I be provided with an original document? Because what we have is a photocopy, and I know with a clean heart, I have not signed that document and I have not prepared it.
Senator Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, through you, Council, the governor in some of the charges, she has been accused of appointing a number of chairpersons, Meru County Revenue Board, Meru Microfinance Corporation, Meru Youth Service Board, and Meru County Investment. You are legal advisor to the governor. In your opinion, or did you at any point give advice to governor to comply with both county legislation and national legislation on the importance of appointing the chairpersons of these corporations? And finally, having been a running mate of the governor's opponent, I heard you saying you enjoy cordial relationship. Is that still the case? Do you say you hold the governor in high regard?
Absolutely.
And did you seek, in conclusion, Chair, before the governor appointed you to that position, did you seek the blessings of your former gubernatorial candidate, Senator Mitika Linturi? I thank you, Chair.
Before you answer that, Linda, Senator Veronica, so that you answer both questions.
Could the witness clarify how many legal advisory opinions she proffered to the governor during her short stint, and whether when she discovered, according to her, that her signature had been used without her consent, whether she took any action to forestall a criminal activity of forgery or using her signature without consent? How many opinions did you proffer which were official?
What's your point of order, Senator Eddy?
Mr. Speaker, I rise under 8, and Mr. Speaker, and the rules that are related to this, Mr. Speaker. Where we have got any evidence where we cannot be able to interpret that evidence, our rules require that we must get an interpreter. On this issue of signature, you've seen it bouncing from one senator to another, and it's not clear. Mr. Speaker, don't you think, through your honor, Mr. Speaker, that there is need to examine or get an examiner for the signature, or there's need to examine the lifting as the evidence is being given by the witness? Because otherwise, then we cannot be able to pronounce ourselves on the broader allegation of that particular fraud.
Senator Eddy, if you followed the sequence of the evidence the witness gave and the questions which have gone through from cross-examination to now, it's a matter of her objecting to the document having been signed by her, and that is what the honorable members are seeking clarifications on. Your concern is as good as the concerns that the rest of the members have raised. And I do not think in these circumstances we need any expert examination of what she, as a witness, is saying, I did not sign. Nonetheless, let's allow her to respond to the questions by Honorable Cherargei and Senator Veronica.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members. As I said, the governor advised that I could only give any legal advice on a need basis. As an advocate, you cannot solicit to give advice. You can only wait to be requested for the advice. When the second impeachment came in about November of 2023, the governor called me in her residence. And before that, I was in Kakamega, and she called me through the telephone, and she asked for certain legal advice, which, as I said before, I am restricted through advocate-client relationship and out of the respect that I have for the governor, not to disclose the information, or rather the advice that she required. Soon thereafter the impeachment, that is when she called me and asked me to resign. So which means our relationship did not last long. And I was shocked yesterday while in Mombasa, in Ukunda, Diani, where we were attending an annual conference for LSK. I was sent for a copy of that document. It was the first time that I saw that document. I had to travel with a small baby at night so that I could come and see whether I would be allowed to clear my name out of that document. When I came, I submitted before that I went to the Parliament police station, and the OCS informed me, in fact he called the DCI and they said, I can only make a report in Meru where the issue had arose. And I said earlier that I am going to pursue, because I believe that the truth shall set me free. Even if a document examiner was to come here, for sure he will exonerate me. And I am speaking the truth and only fearing God only. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Any other person? We are actually out of the 15 minutes time we had granted to this clarification, and I did not seem to Senator Beatrice. You have a question to the council? That will be the last member. I'm granting this opportunity so that we close on this witness.
Okay, my initial, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My initial comment was that the burden of proving forgery is actually on who alleges the forgery. So Linda needed to have submitted evidence of that it is not her signature. However, Linda, you are a legal advisor to the governor at some point. And you know, in the Constitution, there is alternative dispute resolution methods as scattered for in the Constitution. Did you at one point advise the governor on any alternative dispute methods that could have been used to resolve this law running dispute? And if you did, what attempts were made?
Linda, I want you to respond to that question in under 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would say, in my relationship with the governor has been very secretive. The governor has not been consulting much, and my options were very, very limited. She is my employer, and she says, I will only come to you when I need to. Limited only. So even if you ask me for a written legal opinion that I have written in that short period of 3 months, I would say I do not have, because the governor also said that I should work with the CECM of Legal Affairs. I can produce documents that I have prepared on behalf of the CECM, but for the governor, she only allowed me to advise her during the second impeachment, and I can confirm I even attended the High Court at Meru before the Court of Appeal judges that were hearing her matter in the Meru High Court.
That is sufficient. Honorable members, that brings us to the end of the clarification session that we had with the witnesses. And Linda, you can take your leave. You are released. And we have the last witness, Mr. Jacob Kirari.